I think it's a real problem for Donald Trump. First of all, his running mate, Mike Pence, his daughter, Ivanka Trump, as Chris Wallace noted in that question to Donald Trump, had both indicated that they would accept the results and that he would accept the results. And then he came out and said that he was not prepared to do that. He said, "I'll keep you in suspense." I think given the fact that Donald Trump is behind by a significant margin in the polls, that for the next couple of weeks, this is going to be a consistent focus on what Donald Trump is going to do. And I don't think that advances his cause in terms of trying to both sustain his base and expand his base.
Michelle, this was a debate that just frankly seemed to be kind of vicious, brutal, and mean. And we've heard John Harwood talk about the polls and how little they've actually changed if you compare the standing of Trump and Clinton today to where they were back in January. What effect do you think this will have with 3 weeks to go until voting day?
Yeah, that's a very good point. So the heated part, there were 2 points where we actually heard the both of them yelling at the same time, Chris Wallace trying to calm them both down or to get them to stop so that you could actually hear what was being said. One came up during the discussion about the Clinton Global Initiative, for example. But trying to watch this as, okay, does this change anybody's minds at this point? If you were a supporter of Trump, I'm not sure it bothers you that he says he's not necessarily going to accept the results. If the fact that he conflicts with what his vice president said or what his daughter said, I mean, that happens all the time with his campaign. It happened in the last debate, in fact. So it's not going to be something new that strikes you, that it's inconsistent with what other people on his policy team say at this point. I'm not sure that many minds would change. One of the issues that Hillary Clinton needed to try to do tonight was, when you look at the young vote in this country, a large percentage, that's where you see the biggest percentage of people who have decided they're going to go for Gary Johnson or Jill Stein. That is, you know, a protest vote. That is a wasted vote because neither of those people can win. And could she get any of them to come over to her side? Because when you look at her straight up against Donald Trump, she does much better compared to when it's a four-person race.
We mentioned that the debate was pretty heated. Here's one example of such an exchange over Russia.
Putin, from everything I see, has no respect for this person.
Well, that's because he'd rather have a puppet as president of the United States.
No puppet.
And it's pretty clear.
You're the puppet.
It's pretty clear you won't admit that the Russians.
And that was hardly the only such example, Carl.
John, Laura Ingraham, who spoke at the Republican convention, big Trump supporter, tonight tweets, he should have said he would accept the results of the election. There's no other option unless we're in a recount again. How much are fellow GOPers going to be asked about that answer in the next 24 hours?
Well, they're going to be asked about it a lot for the reason that a hallmark of our democracy has been the acceptance of the verdict of the people. Elections are administered in 50 states. There's no possible way to rig an election with officials in 50 states and the numerous counties that run their own elections. And so you've got people like the Ohio Secretary of State, who's a Republican, who's been coming out and saying, no, that's a criticism of our process. I think a lot of Republicans are going to be asked about it. And if they're undecided voters, there are people who are going to be made uncomfortable with the idea that a major party candidate, as Chris Wallace said, is not prepared to accept that democratic tradition.
Hey CNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Here you're going to find videos packed with all of the information that you need to be smarter about your finances. You can subscribe by clicking right here and click on all the videos around me or the eye right here to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.